Welcome to the fiercest battlefield on Earth, the African savannah, a land where every breath is a battle between life and death. Above, the martial eagle circles the sky. Its eyes pierce through every blade of grass, searching for the smallest sign of life. Beneath the tall grass, lions move like shadows. Their golden manes glint, ready to burst into flame. In the dusky woods, leopards wait in silence, patient for the one perfect moment. Across this cracked land, the toughest souls fight every second to survive. The zebras, endless travelers, racing the thin line between living and dying. The ostriches, speed warriors, where one hesitation means one lost life. The elephants, guardians of memory, leading their herds through endless drought. The oryx antelopes, pillars of defiance, standing against the burning sun and the creeping death. The mongooses, tiny warriors bold enough to face the cobra's venom. The klipspringers, stone dancers, where a single slip is the end. From the highest tree to the deepest crack in the earth. From the blood-scented winds to the thunder of hooves on broken ground. Everything here speaks one language: survival. There is no room for doubt, no second chances. This is Wildlife Battlefield, where every hunt, every clash, every triumph waits for you to witness.
Under the pale light of dawn, the first golden rays filter through the trees, casting a soft glow over the endless savannah. The early morning breeze stirs the dry grass, carrying the scent of earth, dust, and the last traces of night's moisture. In the distance, a herd of elephants moves slowly toward the watering hole, their heavy footsteps leaving deep imprints in the cracked ground. On a low hill, a group of impalas grazes cautiously, their ears twitching at every unfamiliar sound. Beneath the fallen trunk of a withered tree, an African wild dog stirs, preparing for the day ahead. There is no rush, no disorderly commotion. Every movement follows an ancient rhythm, a ritual passed down through generations. Muzzles touch, gentle licks graze faces, not just gestures of affection, but a way to reinforce their unbreakable bond. They are not solitary hunters. They do not rely on brute strength or overwhelming speed. Their power lies in strategy and unity. A small scouting group separates from the pack. Moving silently through the low shrubs, their mission to survey the land, ensuring no unseen predators lurk from the night before. Even as master hunters, the wild dogs understand one harsh truth: predators can also become prey. Once the scouts return, signaling no immediate danger, the pack makes its decision: move on or hunt. They have no permanent territory, no land to defend. They are travelers, capable of covering hundreds of miles in mere days, stopping only when the land offers enough to sustain them. No place is home, only temporary ground beneath their feet. A few soft whimpers pass through the pack, a sign of agreement. The decision is made. The pack begins to move, their mottled black and gold bodies flowing like liquid through the grass. They do not know what tomorrow will bring, but they do know one thing: stopping means death. As the sun rises higher, its golden light stretches across the plains. In the distance, the impalas graze peacefully, unaware that danger is drawing near. Amidst the tall grass, silent figures weave through the landscape, blending seamlessly into their surroundings. Sharp, golden eyes lock onto their targets. No wasted movements, no signs of hesitation. The wild dogs are in position. They do not hunt with sheer strength or unmatched speed, they hunt with strategy. No hunt begins with excitement, it begins with observation. Among the herd of impalas, the strongest individuals, with their agile legs and lightning-fast reflexes, are not the targets. Instead, the wild dogs search for weakness, a calf not yet fast enough, an aging impala slowing down, or one injured during the last migration. The prey is chosen, but the pack does not rush in. They move slowly, blending into the herd's rhythm. When the time is right, a small group suddenly breaks forward, not to attack, but to create chaos. The herd erupts in panic, scattering in different directions. In that brief moment of confusion, another group of wild dogs emerges, cutting off the escape route of their intended target. No frenzied chase, no need to outrun an impala, just the intelligence to outmaneuver it. A calf loses sight of its mother, sprinting in the wrong direction. An injured impala struggles to leap over a mound of dirt, but stumbles. When that moment comes, there is no escape, no prolonged struggle, no unnecessary cruelty. When the prey is caught, the dogs end it swiftly. No triumphant roars, no drawn-out play like lions, only efficiency. Lions hunt with brute force, yet their success rate is only around 30%. Leopards rely on speed but have only seconds to finish the job before exhaustion sets in. Wild dogs are neither the strongest nor the fastest, but they are the most effective. With a success rate of up to 80%, they are relentless warriors, masters of strategy. The pack moves on, leaving only faint footprints behind. Tomorrow the hunt will begin again. In this unforgiving land, only those who cooperate, wait for the right moment, and strike with precision will survive. Out in the open plains, the African wild dog pack gathers around their hard-earned meal. There is no chaos, no growling disputes. The gentle nips exchanged between pack members are not signs of conflict, but reminders of order, a reaffirmation that the pack comes first. But this meal is not guaranteed to last. As dusk settles, shadows begin to move in the distance. Silent figures approach, eyes gleaming yellow in the twilight. Then comes the sound, a chilling, eerie laughter that shatters the stillness. The hyenas have arrived. They do not rush in, nor do they hide their intentions. They know that patience is their greatest weapon. Hyenas do not hunt with strategy like wild dogs. They lack absolute unity, but they have something just as dangerous: stubborn persistence and overwhelming physical strength. A full-grown hyena can crush bone with a single bite, and they know it. The wild dogs do not panic. They do not retreat, but they do not engage recklessly either. As the intruders move closer, the pack immediately spreads out, constantly shifting to prevent encirclement. They do not run, but they will not allow themselves to be trapped. The hyenas try to close in, but each time one lunges forward, a quick, precise bite halts its advance. Not a fatal strike, but enough to hurt, enough to frustrate. Small, relentless counterattacks begin to wear the hyenas down. They are not used to being pressured by weaker opponents. They are used to forcing others into desperation. But now they are the ones trapped in a tactical stalemate. Tension thickens in the air. The hyena's laughter no longer carries its usual menace. The wild dogs remain unwavering, their sharp eyes locked onto their enemies. They do not need to win with brute strength. They only need to make their opponents lose patience first. Finally, one hyena lunges, but three wild dogs retaliate instantly, from three different angles, not with fatal bites, but with swift, targeted nips at its legs, hips, and tail. Not enough to kill, but enough to be a nuisance. One by one, the hyenas realize they have no advantage here. No abandoned prey to steal, no panic to exploit, no opening to seize. Reluctantly, they begin to withdraw, still eyeing the meal they failed to take. But understanding this battle is lost. The wild dogs do not chase them. There are no victory cries, no displays of dominance. They do not fight for power, they fight for survival. As the last of the hyenas vanish into the night, the pack simply resumes their meal, as if no battle had ever taken place. Tomorrow, the scavengers may return. Another fight may break out. But the African wild dogs will be ready. They are not the strongest. They are not the largest. But they are the ultimate survivors. The African wild dog pack moves silently across the savannah, leaving nothing behind but faint footprints on the dry earth. They have no fixed territory, no place to call home, only an endless journey, searching for prey and staying clear of stronger enemies. But today, their greatest threat does not come from nature. It comes from a changing world. Once they roamed across Africa in numbers reaching hundreds of thousands. Now fewer than 6,000 remain in the wild, not because they are weaker, but because they cannot fight against human destruction. The grasslands and forests they once wandered are shrinking, swallowed by saw blades and fire. Roads cut through their territories, dividing packs and making it impossible for them to find mates or expand their range. Isolation weakens their genetic diversity, causing their numbers to dwindle even further. But that is not their only challenge. As natural prey becomes scarce, they are forced to move closer to human settlements, preying on livestock to survive. And that means bullets, steel traps, and poison. Even those that avoid humans are not safe. Domestic dogs carry silent killers, rabies, distemper, diseases that can wipe out an entire pack within weeks. Yet, there is still hope. Protected reserves are expanding. Wildlife corridors are being established to reconnect isolated packs. Conservation efforts are educating communities, helping people understand that wild dogs are not enemies, but an irreplaceable part of the ecosystem. But time is running out. If action is not taken now, future generations may only know African wild dogs through old documentaries. As night falls, the pack continues its journey, unaware of the threat looming over its existence. But will they still have a tomorrow? Under the golden glow of dawn, the savanna awakens. The first rays of sunlight spill across the dry earth, illuminating the swaying grass as a gentle breeze passes through. In the distance, a herd of impalas gathers around a shallow waterhole, their ears twitching at every unfamiliar sound. Along a dusty trail, a procession of elephants moves steadily, their heavy steps pressing deep into the cracked mud. The scene is peaceful, but in the wild, peace is always fleeting. Amid the slow rhythm of the morning, a powerful presence emerges. From the edge of the grasslands, a group of ostriches strides forward, their long legs moving with effortless strength. They have no sharp fangs, no deadly claws, yet no predator dares to underestimate them. They do not fight with brute force, they survive with speed. With legs nearly 5 feet long, an ostrich can cover over 13 feet in a single stride, propelling itself forward at speeds of up to 45 miles per hour. The fastest runner in the avian world and fast enough to outrun any land predator. Even the mighty cheetah, the fastest sprinter on Earth, cannot sustain its speed long enough to catch a full-grown ostrich. But speed is not their only advantage. Perched above their powerful bodies, the largest eyes of any land bird scan the horizon, capable of spotting movement from over 2 miles away. A predator may hide within the tall grass, but it cannot escape the watchful gaze of an ostrich. When danger appears, they do not panic, they assess, they know when to run, and when they run, they do not look back. Unlike antelopes, ostriches do not need to seek water every day. They extract moisture from their food, leaves, wild herbs, scattered across the arid plains. While other animals are forced to migrate in search of water, ostriches endure, making the most of what nature offers. The wind sweeps across the savanna again, stirring dust into the air. The ostrich flock moves forward, their strong legs gliding over the cracked earth. But then tension grips the air. A leopard emerges from the distance, its piercing golden eyes scanning the plains, searching for a weakness. Yet the ostriches do not flee in panic. They stand still, they observe, they calculate. They understand that a leopard has only seconds to decide. If it is spotted too soon, it will not waste its energy on a chase it cannot win. Ostriches do not need to fight. They only need to avoid becoming a target. And the moment the leopard moves, so do they. No hesitation, no second guessing. They explode into motion. Their long legs propel them forward like arrows, leaving a swirling cloud of dust behind. The leopard leaps into action, but within moments, it realizes its mistake. The distance grows wider. The prey is gone. In the wild, strength alone does not guarantee survival. Fighting is not always the answer. The ostrich flock continues on its way, indifferent to the chaos of survival battles unfolding around them. They are not weak. They are simply creatures that understand one truth. Sometimes, speed is the greatest weapon of all. A sandstorm sweeps across the savanna, engulfing the land in thick, swirling dust. The sun is obscured, leaving only faint beams of light piercing through the murky haze. The howling winds flatten the tall grass, forcing every creature to adapt to the chaos. But amid the shifting dust, one figure stands firm, a female ostrich. She does not panic, she does not flee. Her large eyes scan the landscape, alert to every movement. Her grayish-brown feathers blend into the earth, making her less conspicuous in the wild. In the distance, a herd of impalas huddles around a dwindling waterhole, focused only on the last drops of moisture. They remain unaware that sharp eyes are watching them from afar. Beneath the dust-laden air, a pride of lions waits. They do not charge recklessly. Instead, they creep low to the ground, breathing as softly as possible. Today, their target is not an impala. This time, they are after the ostrich, an unusual challenge, but if they get close enough, even speed will be meaningless. The wind dies down and the dust begins to settle. In that brief moment of silence, a male lion explodes from the tall grass like a lightning bolt. Powerful muscles unleash raw strength, and massive paws tear into the dry earth as he accelerates. One precise strike to the ostrich's slender neck, and the hunt will be over in an instant. The sandstorm fades and the sun re-emerges, casting its golden light over the land. Only deep footprints remain on the dry earth, a silent testament to the chase. The lion, ruler of the food chain, has lost. Not because it was weaker, not because it lacked strength, but because it faced a creature that knew how to turn speed into a weapon. In the wild, the strongest does not always win. It is the smartest, the ones who know when to fight and when to run, who survive the longest. Under the pale blue sky, thin clouds drift lazily, softening the harsh glare of the sun. A hot wind sweeps across the golden grass, revealing cracked, barren earth beneath. In this unforgiving wilderness, a band of mongooses moves as one, flowing like a living current. There is no chaos, no stragglers. Each individual has a place, each movement is precise. Mongooses do not have the sharp claws of a lion or the blistering speed of a leopard, but they possess something even more powerful: intelligence, teamwork, and remarkable adaptability. They do not claim fixed territories or dig their own burrows like meerkats. Instead, they make use of whatever shelter they can find: a crack between the rocks, an abandoned rodent hole, or the exposed roots of a fallen tree. At the edge of the group, a single mongoose stands tall, its sharp eyes scanning the grasslands. Its ears twitch, catching even the faintest sounds. A shadow passing overhead, a rustling bush, an unfamiliar noise from a distance. At the slightest sign of danger, it will send out a warning. With just one short call, the entire group reacts instantly, without panic. Beneath sparse trees, others are busy foraging. They do not ambush. They hunt, overturning dry grass with swift paws, sniffing every crack in the earth with keen noses. Insects, scorpions, small snakes. Nothing escapes their menu. But more importantly, the protectors always remain close to the young, ready to act at the first sign of threat. A deep, distant sound changes the air. In an instant, a lone hyena approaches the mongoose clan. Its cold yellow eyes scan the small creatures, weighing its options. It is not desperate with hunger, but if the opportunity arises, it will not hesitate to strike. For a moment, the entire group freezes. Then, in perfect unison, they rise. Dozens of small mongooses stand upright, their bright eyes locked onto the predator. They do not flee, they unite. In the eyes of the hyena, they are no longer scattered individuals, but a single, larger, and unpredictable force. The hyena hesitates. It knows that one mistake could lead to injury, and in this harsh land, an injured predator is a dead one. A young wildebeest calf now seems like a much safer choice. After a brief pause, it turns and walks away. The tiny warriors remain motionless, watching until the threat has fully disappeared. Then, as if nothing had happened, they return to their routine. There is no fear, no retreat. In the savannah, weakness is not an option. Survival does not belong to the strongest, but to those who know how to fight without fighting. The mongoose clan moves on. The sentinels continue to watch, the hunters keep searching, the protectors remain close to the young. They do not have overwhelming speed or brute strength, but they have strategy, intelligence, and unity. And in this unforgiving land, that is the greatest weapon of all. The midday sky is no longer a brilliant blue, but stained with a pale golden hue. The sun beats down mercilessly on the cracked savannah, its heat pressing down like an invisible weight. The parched earth trembles slightly as dry winds sweep through brittle grass. Beneath the sparse trees, where patches of shade provide little relief, the mongoose clan carries on with its daily routine. But in the suffocating stillness of noon, danger is approaching, silent, unseen, and without warning. Hidden beneath the sun-scorched grass, a massive cobra glides like a slow-moving current, its coiled body slithering with lethal grace. Its empty, unfeeling eyes scan the terrain ahead, its forked tongue flickering, tasting the air for traces of life. It is not hunting, but this land does not belong to it and the small warriors of the savannah will not allow an invader to trespass unchallenged. Perched on a low rock, the sentinel spots the intruder. Its small, dark eyes sharpen like blades, its body stiffening in an instant. No wasted movements, no panic. It emits a short, sharp call, just enough to awaken the entire clan. In a heartbeat, everything stops. The foraging mongooses immediately rise on their hind legs, their keen eyes sweeping the landscape. No one breaks formation, no one flees. The younger ones quickly retreat toward the center, shielded by the protectors. And at the outer ring, the warriors take their positions.